Ito ang Broad Stream Cast Communicators, ang naiiba at kakaibang plataforma sa digital broadcast. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Stream Cast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Stream Cast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techiemommy, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello everyone! Happy Friday po! Yes, it's Friday once again. Napakabilis talaga ng time. Ano ba yan? Talagang time waits and stops for no one, right? Para magkaka-Monday pa lang, ano ba yan? Friday na naman. At yun na nga, today is my 4th day of physical therapy. Hi there, Rashley Mercado! Hello! Welcome to the show, Rashley! Thank you. Maraming salamat for joining us today and gracing our show with your presence. Welcome, Rashley. Saan ka? Where are you from, Rashley? Saan ka? Anyway, happy Friday, TGIF. Like in America, we say TGIF. And of course, here, we also say TGIF. Pero sa mga working from home talaga, walang difference. Kasi ng Friday or weekend or weekday, parang ako, there's no difference. Every day is the same for me. But of course, for those mga freelancers and those who have their own businesses and stuff, you determine your own free days, diba? Nasa sa inyo po, you have your own wisho to impose yung holidays nyo, impose yung free time nyo. You're from Pampanga. I'm in Pampanga, Rashley. Thank you for coming to the show. It's my first time to see you. Welcome, Rashley. Anyway, so yun na nga. Of course, yung general feeling pa rin po, no, dito regarding the COVID-19 is very good in Metro Manila and most parts, of course, tayong lahat alert level 1, which is actually the closest thing that we can feel to normalcy. Okay, of course, except doing away with the masks and all, tayo po ay namumuhay na po talaga ng halos normal. And dito sa Pampanga, lalo na, di ba po, wherein some people are, of course, when we go to public places, magmamaskara pa rin tayo. Kung ganun lang i-maintain natin kagaya ng ginawa ng Taiwan, okay? Na even if they have no restrictions except to wear masks and they can actually opt to not wear masks. They still wear masks po pag lalabas sila at pagpupunta sa public places, no? In America po, tsaka sa Europe, hindi na ho nagmamaskara in some places, pero kasi I feel na you still have to wear the mask when you go out because the virus is still out there. Tsaka hindi pa rin po natin alam talaga yung bisa ng mga efficacy ng mga vaccine, at the same time yung strength and strain ng mga virus. So it's okay, to live like this for a while until we contain it and we can treat it like a normal flu na nagre-require lang na isang flu shot annually, hindi pa ulit-ulit every 6 months. Then we should be still wearing masks, right? But anyway, doon naman sa South Korea, parang Omicron wave pushes South Korea's tally of new cases daily to over 600,000, okay? South Korea recorded more than 600,000 new coronavirus diseases since 2019 on Thursday, which is yesterday, with authorities saying that the country was nearing the peak of an Omicron-fueled infection wave. Yun na nga, talaga namang highly infectious kasi yung Omicron. Pero hindi naman siya ganun ka-dangerous, okay? I welcome everybody that's online with me today. Hindi ko po nakikita yung names, hindi umaakyat. So, welcome to Buhay Online. Welcome to the show. And maraming salamat for sharing Friday with me. Okay, according to the World Health Organization data, South Korea leads the world in newly reported cases in the last 7 days, with 2,474,000, followed by Vietnam with 1,776,045. Okay, the latest tally of 621,328 cases in South Korea's highest daily figure so far mula nung nag-umpisa po itong virus na to noong 2019 or 2020. But critical cases and deaths, okay, remain comparatively low in the East Asian country of about 52 million, where the majority of adults are fully vaccinated and have received a booster shot. Diba? Yun na nga po eh. Yan ang pinag-uusapan dyan eh. Even if sa Asia, like yan, South Korea, okay, sabihin na natin, Japan, Philippines, ngayon sa Philippines, hindi na mataas ang number of infections a month. Pero low kasi ang ating mortality or morbidity rate. Ang death rates po sa Asia, lower compared to America and Europe na, diba, kung bawat kunyari thousands die a day, ito sa atin, if not one digit number or one number, diba, ang deaths. Kaya nga eh, diba, maybe speculation talaga yan. Is it the DNA of the Asians? That's why mababa ang death rate. Thank you for the hearts. Rashly, sa'yo ba galing yung mga puso na yan? Salamat. Anyway, okay. So the number is much greater than what was expected dito sa South Korea. We have been preparing for an increase in the number of patients since Omicron became dominant. Sabi ni Lee Sang-won, senior official at the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency yesterday. But even the government's modeling did not anticipate this many. Health authorities believe South Korea is approaching the peak of an Omicron-driven wave, but Lee said they were recalculating the scale of the confirmed cases or how long the peak of period is going to last, okay? Once it is passed, officials believe the country would be able to start getting back to normal, okay? I think this crisis will be the last major crisis in the overall response to COVID-19. Yun na nga eh. Sabi nga nila, di ba, nung umpisa, kakalat talaga yung Omicron sa buong mundo, hanggang sa, yan, makontain siya yung virus, mamatay na doon sa mga tao na infect, pero yun na yun, di ba? After that kasi, tsaka yung niya, because people are mostly vaccinated, mahina na lang yung effect. Not a lot of serious cases. Ang dami namang Care Bear, emojis nitong si Rashly. Salamat, Rashly. Heart care. I care for you too. And everybody else, of course, that watches and that supports us. And of course, kahit na hindi, I generally care for people. All right? Okay. So its total coronavirus fatality rate stands at 0.14% as of yesterday. Okay. Since the pandemic began in March 2020, 11,481 people have died of COVID in South Korea. Isipin nyo na lang yan, 11,000 lang compared to 52 million people. Diba? That's 0.14% death rate. The Omicron surge and its economic implication will pose an immediate challenge to South Korea's President-elect Yoon Suk-yeol, who narrowly won last week. Last week lang sila nag-election. Seoul abandoned its So, ulitin natin. Seoul abandoned its trace, test, and treat approach last month as a dramatic surge in Omicron cases threatened to overwhelm its healthcare system. Sabi nila pag naging zombie lagot tayo. Sino magiging zombie, Rashly? Zombie apocalypse? Or train to Busan? Hindi naman. Mag-create ng herd immunity ng vaccinated. Hindi naman nagiging zombie, no? Okay, instead of mass testing and aggressive contact tracing, patients with mild or moderate symptoms are now asked to look after themselves at home. Yan po ang nangyayari sa buong mundo. Like I said, my family member, my sister and her family in Makati, all of them got Omicron except for her, and they just quarantined at home in less than 14 days, maybe 10 days. On the 6th day, pag-test nila, wala na po yung virus. So, ganyan na po ang nangyayari sa buong mundo. pati pa yung ka-quarantine po sa bahay na lang nagka-quarantine, nag-self-quarantine, yung hindi serious symptoms talaga, hindi naman tinatanggap sa hospital. Okay. Authorities are also prioritizing PCR testing for people aged 60 and older. Instead of mass testing and aggressive contact tracing, patients with mild or moderate symptoms are now asked to look after themselves at home. The county has continued to relax its physical distancing rules under pressure from small business owners who say years-long COVID had pushed them back to the brink. The government is expected to decide whether to keep current distancing guidelines such as an 11 p.m. curfew dito para sa Seoul, Korea. Okay, alright. Yan po, no? Ang tungkol sa Seoul. Alright, so, ang news naman po tungkol sa ating bansa and technology. Alright? Diba, gumagawa tayo ng mga nano-satellites natin. Okay? The University of Perpetual Help System or the DALTA, DALTH-UPHSD, has partnered with 2 educational institutions in Malaysia and Thailand in a bid to launch into space a nano-satellite by 2023. Ayan po ang recap, diba, ng news natin this week. Okay, yung UPSHD said it was joined by the University Technology Mara in Malaysia and the King Mongkut University of Technology North Bangkok, the KMUTNB, in crafting a nanosatellite that will collect data on Earth, imaging marine traffic and greenhouse gases. Yan po through the week, in retrospect, yung mga balita natin, yan po, na tayo po, yung eskwela natin, nag-partner with these 2 Asian countries. The project has been dubbed as the ASEAN Sat-1 nanosatellite. Right? The objective of the project po is to launch a nanosatellite in the first quarter of 2023 to the International Space Station or ISS, after which the satellite will go into a low Earth orbit to gather data. Okay. Maganda po itong balita, no? Kasi nga talaga, more than anything po itong pandemic, na-realize ko talaga, na-realize natin lahat na importante rin po yung mga pag-aaral regarding outer space, di ba? Binigyan ng pansin ng gobyerno, at least yung mga, sa UP, yung mga gumawa ng mga Maya satellites na nilaunch natin, right? And more than ever, natutuunan ng pansin po yung tungkol sa pag-aaral na ito. Okay? It is also set to test equipment such as commercial off-the-shelf global positioning system o yung mga GPS po. Kasi kung hindi ito, importante yan, GPS, di ba? Tsaka yung anisotropic magnetoresistance magnetometer. Okay? Sinabi ng UPSHD President Dr. Anthony Jose M. Tamayo, during the project's kick-off ceremony last March 11, it described its project as a milestone not only for the University of Perpetual Help System, Delta, but for the country and the region, para sa ating pong bansa. Certainly, this project is a milestone not only for the University of Perpetual Help System, Delta, but for the development of science and technology sa ating bansa at saka sa ASEAN region. Okay? At least po, nakikipag-hawak kamay na po tayo sa other Asian countries to take care of the study of science and technology. Okay? Project heads Lauren Ilagan of UPHSD and Dr. Muhammad Hazemi, who's of the UITM, at the same event underscored the importance of satellites in the modern day living. Ano ba ang importansya ng satellites sa atin? Okay? Some of us might not be aware of the importance of satellites in our lives. The usual everyday things we rely on in our day-to-day existence have increasingly been dependent on space technology. Ano yun? Like satellite TV, okay? Satellite TV, GPS systems used by smartphones, instruments and equipment for military operations, air traffic and the weather. Without a space technology like satellites, the world would be very different from what it is today, okay? Ilagan said. User said stressed the immense benefits of the project, including its possible impact on the social and economic life of a nation. Okay? He then urged other countries in the region to hasten their own space technology programs. Okay? Many corporations and countries are working to put their own satellites in space. If we don't get involved in a space project to put our own object in space, we are not sure if there will be any space for us in space in the next 5 years. So, ayun po, no? Ayan po ang tungkol sa balita din sa mga nanosatellites. Okay. Tapos po, regarding naman tungkol sa pagtatrabaho, remote working, and work from home, distance learning, okay? Ano-ano po ang ating kinakaharap tungkol dyan. Alright, we will talk about it in a few minutes. Sandali lang po, I'm just reading the texts of people. Alright, okay. Tungkol sa pagtatrabaho naman po, no? Unemployment rate po ay medyo nag-isap nitong January if we think about it, okay? This year, okay, in January, despite the renewed mobility curbs back then to arrest the spread of Omicron variant. But one analyst said the figures are not telling good news, stressing that prolonged pandemic hardships are prompting people to quit job hunting. Na frustrate po ang mga tao, hindi na sila naghahanap ng trabaho. Results of the Philippine Statistics Authority's Labor Force Survey found ang unemployment daw ay bumaba sa 6.4% from a rate of 6.6 in December last year. So, mas kumonte ang jobless. This translates to 2.93 million unemployed Filipinos in January when restrictions were retightened following another surge in infections triggered by the highly infectious Omicron variant. Mas natakot po yung mga taong lumabas, so hindi na sila naghanap ng trabaho. Despite the drop, data showed the available jobs were low quality. Yun na nga po. Parang tanggap na lang ng trabaho kahit ano man yun, basta trabaho. Underemployment, the proportion of workers looking for more working hours to augment their income, went up to 14.9% in January from 14.7% in December. Ito po ang equivalent to 6.40 million underemployed Filipinos at the start of this year. Okay, nang tinanong po kay Leonardo Lanzona, labor economist ng Ateneo de Manila University, he said that on the whole, the prospects are not very promising. It seems to me that the lower unemployment can be attributed to two factors. Okay? Bakit nagkaroon ng lower unemployment? Okay? Kasi nga, konti na lang ang naghanap ng trabaho. Yung iba, resigned to the fact na walang trabahong mahanap, so hindi sila naghanap. It seems to me, okay, one is that lesser people are looking for work now, resulting in the lower sample size. Ang sunod po, the limited government subsidies, okay, have forced people to find work despite the obvious risk from the Omicron surge. The higher underemployment indicates that even though the compensation is not enough to meet their necessities, the workers were willing to accept kahit ano na lang na trabaho na mahanap nila itong pandemya. Diba? Yun nga, yung quality ng work, nag-suffer. At saka, kumonti ang underemployment kasi hindi naghanap. In total, about 45.9 million Filipinos were part of the labor force or those people aged 15 years and up, actively looking for work. Okay? Hi there, Angelica. Good morning. Happy Friday. God bless you too, always, Miss Angelica. Thank you, thank you. And thank you. Thank you for the stars, Miss Angelica. Forever, always supportive. Salamat, salamat sa stars. Okay? So Miss Angelica, 'di ba? 'Yun ang nangyari, 'di ba? Mas kumonte ang mga naghanap ng trabaho this year kasi na-frustrate na sila sa kanilang mahahanap na trabaho. Restrictions have a huge impact. If there are restrictions, the labor force participation rate feels the impact first. Itong sinabi ni National Statistician Claire Dennis Mapa sa isang virtual press conference. Moving forward, June Neri, lead economist at Bank of the Philippine Islands, said, "We continue to believe that we will get closer to pre-pandemic employment figures by the end of this year, especially if we get favorable market-friendly results in the coming presidential elections. We will likely see a sub 6% unemployment print by the same period next year. Inflation could be the bigger problem by then, especially if we don't see any meaningful adjustments to monetary policy throughout the year." Diba? So yun po. Yun po ang balita doon, okay? Regarding pagtatrabaho, okay? Yun nga, nag-strike ang mga Quezon City truck drivers dahil sa pagtaas ng gasolina. Wala tayong magagawa. We expect this to happen because talaga namang tumaas. Okay? What are we gonna do, right? Sandali lang po. I will just have some water. Okay. Pinapawisan ko. Okay. Talking about telecoms naman po, no? And technology and telecoms in the Philippines. Okay, this is true to form, totoo naman, and I will say that I'm not an endorser of this product, but I am an endorser as much as I know I am using it. Okay, the Philippines PLDT is Philippines' fastest internet provider in 2021. Okay, this is according to UCLA, yung mga speed test. Okay, PLDT Home remains undisputed as the fastest broadband network in the Philippines. Well, I can attest to that. I use PLDT. Mine is fiber. Over 100 Mbps po. So far, so good po. 1 year na po akong gumagamit niyan dito sa Pampanga, and I have noticed the speed improvement based on my living in Manila. And ano na nga doon sa Manila, PLDT doon was intermittent talaga the past years, but bumilis na po talaga. It improved. The latest results showed a big jump from PLDT's speed score of 27.28 in the second half of the previous year. Speed score is a measure that takes into account both upload and download speeds. Latest data from the global benchmarking company also showed PLDT besting all other internet service providers in the country with top upload and download speeds of 217.07 Mbps and 203.97 Mbps respectively. Of course, for you to have this kind of speed entails a lot more money. Okay? Ayun na nga, talaga. Kasi dito sa Pilipinas, for you to have faster internet, you have to pay more monthly. Okay? In determining the network speed of ISPs, UCLA compared data gathered from millions of consumer-initiated tests taken on speed test platforms. Fast internet is no longer a luxury. Anong hindi? Mahal pa rin, hello? Because it's what Filipinos depend on. Yeah. Babaan pa kaya natin, no? So, okay. Based on the latest UCLA data, PLDT registered the highest upload and download speeds in key major cities in the Philippines like Manila, Cebu, and Davao City. In Manila po, PLDT bested major ISPs including Converge, Globe, and Sky with upload and download speeds of 54.52 Mbps and 58.57 Mbps respectively. In Cebu, PLDT recorded 76.14 Mbps and 4.22 upload and download. Siyempre naman, pero yun is for mas mahal na internet. Truth be told, talaga naman, hindi ka magkakaroon ng mabilis na internet kung hindi ka magbabayad ng mahal. Ganun lang po yun talaga naman. Okay? Alright. That is the truth. The honest truth about it. Wala tayong magagawa doon. Unless na, maayos, di ba, ng gobyerno yung connectivity. Alright, okay. So, naman po, in fairness to Smart, ang Globe naman, are setting up more stations. Kasi yan nga talaga. Like here in Pampanga, here in San Fernando, Pampanga, in Barangay San Agustin, kami pa walang Globe signal sa loob ng bahay. So, really, kailangan ilabas ko yung kamay ko dito sa pinto or dito sa likod para magkaroon ng signal. Why? So, Globe is setting up more cell sites, I hopefully, para mas yung coverage, please. Kasi it's really so cumbersome. Most people have Globe as their phones. Wala kaming Globe signal dito. Kaya kahit yung food delivery, dalawa po ang cellphone ko, isang Smart, isang Globe. So, doon ko pinapatawag yung mga food panda. Doon sa aking Smart number. Kasi nga, walang ka-signal dito. Right? Okay. So, going back now to what else is happening. Pasensya na talaga ang init. It's really getting, it's getting to feel like summer, right? Because it's getting to be like summer because umiinit na yung panahon. It's getting, what do you call this? Muggier. Feels humid. Okay. All right. Ano naman tayo today? Instructional regarding technology. Okay? May nagtanong. Okay, let me just put it up there. Bago po ang lahat. Sandali lang. Bear with me. Okay? Ito po. Wait a minute. Anyway, anong lunch nyo today, ha? Today is Friday. Of course, a lot of the people that are working in actual offices are looking forward to Friday. Tsaka kasi marami na nagpunta sa beach, marami na nagta-travel, almost normal na talaga. You know, I envy them. Ako kasi hindi pa ako makalakad. My God, if this happened now, wala na ako dito. Nakalipad na ako somewhere else. But because of my incapacity, because I'm still healing from my total knee replacement, wala akong choice but to spend weekends at home pa rin. Ang work from home ko pa rin, same. Alright. Okay, so, attention na po. I'm just gonna pick it up and show you what I'm talking about. Nawala pala nga yung picture ng ano dito. Sandali lang na. Nag-show ako. What do you call that? Ay, mali. Sorry. What did I name it? My goodness, I forgot. I took some medicine that's making me shake. Okay, because dali lang. Sorry. So of course, you know, we are welcoming, okay? Oh, that's it. We would like to welcome your suggestions po and recommendations on what subject matters to talk about, and if you have resource people that you want to us to feature in the show, okay, please feel free to suggest, okay. There you go. Okay, ang ating instructional now, ito po, okay, how to use phone as a webcam, okay. Paano natin gagamitin webcam ang ating mga telepono? Pwede. Okay, let me show you how and tell you how. All right, let me tell you how. If your desktop or webcam is damaged, okay, don't feel so bad because meron tayong solution dyan na pwedeng gawin. There is no cause for alarm. Here you will learn how to use your phone as a webcam, okay? If you just need to sit in a conference and chime in every now and then, a video conferencing app on your phone will suffice. But if you're giving presentation and need to share your screen, you'll need a more sophisticated setup, okay? And ito, paano gagamitin ang Android phone camera as a webcam, okay? All right? There are different ways to use your phone as a webcam. Excuse me. Yeah. Hingi lang tayo ng assistance dito. Yay! Could you please reach the cord for me? Dali lang, hiningi lang po tayo ng tulong dito sa aking assistant for life. Yung cord, please, can you please, this white cord. Please get it closer to me. Thank you. Salamat. Thank you. Okay, so how to use your Android phone as a camera, right? Paano natin gagamitin? Okay, there are different ways to use your phone as a webcam. The techniques we will discuss in this guide vary with your phone operating system. The process for iOS is not the same as for Android, okay? Google Play Store is home to various apps that can convert a phone into a webcam, okay? Sa Google Store na, okay? Google Play Store, pwede nating hanapin yung mga app na nako-convert ang phone into a webcam. But, for the sake of this, what we're talking about, we will stick to the, several things yan. Ang gagamitin natin in this case is the Droid Cam app. DROID Cam app. Also, it is not possible to achieve the same result using app-free procedures. But installing Droid Cam is by far the simplest way to get the effect that you want, di ba? Yung Droid Cam po ang tawag sa app na ito. Mahahanap niyo siya sa Google Play Store, DROID Cam. Before proceeding, we will state 2 factors na kailangan ay present. Bago to ma-achieve, itong method na to, kailangan muna, unang-una, install nyo po yung Droid Cam sa telepono nyo. Your Phoenix Android OS must be Android 5.0. Okay? Yung Android OS nyo or operating system, kailangan po ay 5.0. Lollipop or a higher version. Any lower version won't work. Hindi po tatalab tong Droid Cam dito. Okay? Another factor is the Windows version. Okay? Okay, the Droid Cam software has a corresponding desktop client that only works with Windows 10 or a higher erosion of Windows. Hindi pwedeng below Windows 10, hindi siya gagana. Okay? The Droid Cam software has a corresponding desktop client nga. In addition, only download and install the current version of the Droid Cam app. Okay? As the older version might be bugged or obsolete. Once the mobile app is installed on your Android device and Windows, yung Droid Cam, okay, give the app permission to install audio drivers, okay? So, i-allow nyo itong Droid Cam to install audio drivers, okay? Sa PC nyo. If you want, you can leave out the permission to always trust audio drivers from DEV47 APPS. Okay? Tanggalin nyo na yung option na always trust audio drivers. Open the Windows app. Okay? Kinig, okay? Open nyo yung Windows app and check the top of the app interface to see options for connecting your devices through USB or Wi-Fi. Okay? Okay? Buksan nyo yung Windows app. Tapos tingnan nyo yung app interface. Tingnan nyo sa options for connecting your devices through USB or Wi-Fi. We will focus on getting connected to Wi-Fi network as it is the easiest way. Okay? To obtain your phone's IP address, okay? Paano nyo titignan yung IP address ng telepono nyo? Open the Droid Cam app on your phone or tab. Click the Wi-Fi icon. Okay? I-on nyo na. Open nyo na yung Droid Cam app. Click the Wi-Fi icon. Then, fill in your Android device's IP address. Type the address into the text box provided under device IP. Okay? Ulitin ko. Okay? Buksan nyo yung Droid Cam app sa telepono nyo. Click the Wi-Fi icon. Then, fill in your Android device's IP address. Okay? Type the address into the text box provided under device IP. Alright. Then, okay, you're almost set, ha? Malapit na. Ligaya, mag-ingin mga plato. You are almost set. Ensure that the video at saka yung audio features of the app on your computer are enabled. Make sure na enabled po yung video and audio features on your app. Also, click on the Android app, okay? Go to the settings under the camera section, okay? Pick either one of the 2 options, namely the rear camera or the front camera. Okay? Piliin nyo kung anong gusto nyo, front camera or rear camera. If your front camera has a lower quality, use the rear one or vice versa. Diba? Okay, next. Tungkol naman kung ang desktop app naman ang ginagamit nyo. Okay? On the desktop app, tap nyo Start. Okay? Start to connect your phone. Okay? You should be able to see your video feed displayed on your PC screen. Okay? But if that's not the case, you may want to check if your phone and desktop are on the same Wi-Fi connection. If not, rectify the problem. Okay? All right. Other things to keep in mind. Okay? Once you can preview, okay. Pag nakita niyo na yung video nyo, pag na-preview niyo na yung video nyo, Okay, open your favorite video telephony app. Okay, whether, sabihin ng video telephony app is kung Skype man to, Google Hangout, Google Meet, or Zoom. Okay? Okay, i-open nyo na yon. Whether Skype, Google Hangout, Google Meet, Zoom. Then, dun sa app po, set the default camera to DroidCam Source 2 or DroidCam Source 3. Okay? Whichever is the case. Okay? One other thing you have to watch out for is the audio input of the video telephony app. Okay? It's the audio input. Okay? Go to the app. Access the microphone or audio input section. Okay? Choose DroidCam Virtual Audio as the default audio input. Okay? Alright. Using your iPhone or iPad as a webcam for your MacBook is pretty simple. Alright? Para naman sa iPhone at saka sa iPad, mas madali. Alright? All you need to do, okay, is download the Epoch Cam, okay, Epoch, E-P-O-C Cam app. Ito naman, sa Apple naman to, okay? Sa Epoch Cam app, ang i-download nyo sa inyong iOS. Unlike the Droid Cam, okay, Epoch Cam or EPOC Cam works with both Windows and Mac OS. Ang ganda. O, ba't hindi na lang yun? If it works pala for both, then why don't you just get the Epoch Cam app and use it for both, right? Install the desktop driver and ensure that the iPhone is paired with the same Wi-Fi and your computer, okay? Make sure po na compatible yung iPhone nyo naka sa same Wi-Fi as yung computer nyo. Yung iPhone nyo naka-connect sa same Wi-Fi. Then start your video telephony app directly on your computer to start video calling, okay? The DroidCam app is free to use and does not include a watermark in your videos, okay? Ang DroidCam app libre and it does not include a watermark in your videos. The major disadvantage is that it does not work with Apple devices. Ayun nga, okay? So ayun na, install nyo yung desktop driver and ensure iPhone is paired with the same Wi-Fi. Start your video telephony app directly on your computer to start video calling. So ganun kadali yung pagka iPhone yung iOS niya. Okay? Kasi ang disadvantage ng DroidCam app, it's free to use nga, pero hindi siya magagamit sa Apple. So kailangan ng Apple yung Epoch Cam. Pero kung yung Epoch Cam nagagamit din sa Windows, bakit hindi Epoch Cam na lang, right? The Epoch Cam app has a free version din pala and a premium tier. The free tier does not allow users to enable their device's audio, rendering it useless for people who want to use the app for a meeting. So yun na nga pala, yung free, walang audio. So baliwala. Also, the resolution offered on the free tier is pretty low, 640 by 480. Also, the app stops working when you opt out of it. It works with Windows and Mac OS, but the Epoch Cam web cannot work with Android phones. Windows pero not phones. All right. So I guess you can just get one for each, right? Final thoughts. We hope that helped you. Okay. I hope nakatulong sa inyo para gawin kung paano nyo magawa yung phone nyo as a webcam. Alright? So, do you have any questions? Okay? I'd like to welcome the people watching the show. At hindi ko nakikita ang pangalan. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay? To recap po, pinag-usapan din natin po yung how this pandemic has changed us in the past 2 years. Yung work ethics po at yung mga work behavior ng mga tao. And, okay, mostly po, of course, affected yung mga nag-work from home. It's an entirely different scenario. It's an entirely different playing field. For the past 2.5 years working from home, like myself, I had first-hand information about that. Ako po, yung almost more than 2 years po ng working from home, sa akin po, ang nawala po sa akin is yung work-home balance. But, of course, being a freelancer myself kasi naman, even before the pandemic, ang diferensya lang nun is, hindi ako pumupunta sa client para mag-work. Hindi ako pumupunta sa to actual work sites to present and to teach and to train. Lahat po virtual po ngayon yung ginagawa ko. So, hindi po nabawasan yung workload. In fact, nadagdagan pa. Yun lang nga po. Yung work-home balance ko kasi I work and eat and live and breathe in my house. Walang difference na kasi hindi ako nakaka-travel to go. But, of course, as I had told people before, nasa sa inyo po yan to make your own pace of working, to provide your own free time kung kayo po ay freelancer and working from home. Kayo po ang nagde-decide kung ganong daming time ang i-allot nyo para sa pagtatrabaho and for leisure also and taking care of your health. Okay, for more. Okay? Ano po yung mga contention nito? Okay, let's discuss. Okay, let's discuss work from home statistics, the state of remote work in this 2022, okay? Employees feel more productive working from home. Totoo ba yun? Well, there was a survey, okay, and they're saying that we ask how many hours employees spend on actual work when they're at home versus when they are in the office, okay? When working from home, the majority of employees, or 29%, spend between 7 to 8 hours per day at work from home. Totoo yun, okay? When working in the office, the majority of employees spend 38%. Okay? 38% of the surveyors said they spend between 5 to 6 hours per day on work. So, what does it show you? That those people from working from home are more productively working because they spend 7 to 8 hours per day at work. Pero mas mababa yung percentage, okay? 29% lang. 38% said they spend 5 to 6 hours. So, meaning to say, okay, malaki pa rin yung ratio ng mga nagtatrabaho more than 5 hours, okay? Overall, employees are less likely to work a full 8 hours from the office. 12% than they are from the home. Okay? So, yung mga nagtatrabaho sa office, less yung hours na spend nila working compared to the work from home. I can attest to that again, only because when you are working from home, especially if you're somebody like me who's monitoring a lot of things and doing multitasking tasks, okay? I mean, multitasking jobs. For me, okay, every minute counts. And at the same time, at the end of the day, before I realize it, I've been working more than 8 hours because my time is my own. Tsaka yun na nga, ang dali-daling i-address certain situation, abot kamay mo ang lahat. So, before you know it, lampas na sa 8 hours yung tinatrabaho mo actually, right? So, oh my God. So, yun, no? Parang, you spend more time working from home than in the office, okay? So, ano pang ating contention regarding remote work? Remote meetings aren't that bad. Yung pagkukonduct po ng mga meeting, not so bad. Bakit? Zoom meetings get a bad rap in some ways, but respondents prefer video calls and over in-person meetings. Bakit? 54% of employees prefer meeting a colleague on a video call. Bakit? I think because of confidence, and also, yun na nga po, parang feeling nila at least, kahit na nakikita mo pa rin yung tao sa video call, meron pa rin distance, hindi ka pa rin pwedeng batukan naman pag naasar sa sinabi mo sa meeting. So I guess, there's still some anonymity or parang safety net na nagagawa yung virtual lang kaysa sa face-to-face. So, according to the survey nga, 54% of employees prefer meeting a colleague via video call, and 46% of employees prefer in-person meetings. What comes to mind when you think of a Zoom meeting? Okay, according to the respondents of this survey, it's a mixed bag. Okay, mixed emotions, so to speak. Okay, remote workers miss the social aspect of the office. Ayun lang naman talaga actually ang bottom line dun eh. When I ask people how this pandemic situation has affected them for the past 2 years, good and bad, pros and cons, more often than not, ang sagot po ay more good than bad. Bakit? Unang-una po, yun na lang ang pagko-commute. Dahil sa social distancing, okay, people that work from home don't have to pay for for gas. They don't have to pay for transportation. They don't have to even leave the house. That saves them time and money. Okay? Ano pa? Yung pong this situation has accorded most people that work from home more free time and more leeway, yung time na na-spend nila kunyari 2 hours on the road and going back home 4 hours po, na apart nila yun po, na proportion nila yun time na yun to do whatever they want with it, learn an extra trade, okay, do a hobby, you know, or do business. Yun po ang nangyari dyan. Dahil sa work from home, nagkaroon sila ng more time for themselves and to think about doing something else to augment their income, their existing income, okay? Remote workers don't miss the office social scene. Well, not so much, okay? But yun na nga, yun sa mga nagsabi, no, they save time and money. Yung mga kabataan or mostly people, ang kanila lang complaint sa pandemic is the socializing, as in hindi na sila nakakalabas masyado, hindi na nakachika-chika, hindi nag-hang out with their friends. Pero, di ba, very, very ano lang yun, minimal compared kung nagkasakit ka ng COVID or not. That's a little sacrifice to bear, not being able to socialize than to being sick and dead, right? You know, it's a small price to pay for your safety and your health, don't you think? At the same time, yun, nakatuto ka pa ng bagong, naging plantita ka pa, naging chef ka, naging piano teacher ka, naging ESL online teacher ka while in this pandemic and while you are staying at home, right? Maraming good na nagawa, okay? Okay, so ano pa? Yung mga trabahador ng work from home, what do they miss? They also miss work-related social events. Yun po, socializing. We asked remote employees if they miss attending office social events while working from home, and of course, most of them said yes. 68% of remote employees miss work-related social events. Yun talaga naman socializing for that matter, team building and all that, yung mga town hall meetings, nakakamiss naman pala talaga yun, okay? So, 32% of remote employees don't miss the work-related social events, okay? Ano pa ang isang contention when we look at this work from home ethic? Most employees, okay, are happy working from home forever. Okay? Totoo yan, truth be told, okay? Yung mga iba talagang naging kampante na sa ganitong situation. They see more of their family members, they interact more with family, they have more time for themselves, so masweldo ka pa, ano pang hihingin mo, right? So, we ask if remote employees would like to work from home forever, and the majority would be happy without the office. Okay? 62% of remote employees say they'd be happy if they were working from home forever. Okay? Tapos yung 38% naman currently working from home would be unhappy if this happened. Okay? So mas marami yung happy kaysa unhappy, right? Okay, ano pa? Ang isa pang solusyon dito, kung hindi yung mga sa hindi gustong sa bahay lang sila, is the hybrid way of working. Hybrid meaning it's a combination. Sometimes you stay home and work, and sometimes you go to the office or actual field work to do your work. So hybrid is a mixture of both. 38% of employees currently working, okay, would be unhappy about doing that forever. But a flexible hybrid work arrangement is the ideal one for both parties, okay? We ask remote workers about their ideal balance between working in the office and working from home. The majority prefers a mix of work from home and working from the office. Totoo naman that is actually a workable thing. I think even after this pandemic, a lot of companies will be resorting or retaining this hybrid kind of work. Don't you think so? Okay, so 50% of employees in this survey said they like to spend 2 or 3 days in the office per week. 13% of employees said they'd like to work entirely from the home. And 11% of the employees say they'd like to return to the office full-time. So, ang pinakakulelat doon ay yung mga gustong bumalik sa trabaho ng full-time every day, 7 days a week, or 5 days a week, whatever. Okay? Diba? Yun pa, like na-mention ko, Remote work brings families closer. True enough, right? True enough. We ask remote employees if working from home puts a strain on their family relationships or if it makes them closer. Most say remote work has a positive impact, all right? 45% of employees say working from home family closer. Totoo naman. Okay, and but 17 of employees say remote work put a strain on their family relationships. Aha! Hindi ka na natiis nila lola. Nainis na, ganun. Okay? 38% of remote workers say working from home hasn't made a difference to their family's relationship. Oh, really? I'm sad to hear that. Okay? Alright? 38% of remote workers say working from home hasn't made a difference to their family relationships. Aha. Okay? What are the perceptions of remote work around the world? Tingnan natin kung anong isip nila regarding that. We surveyed remote employees from 4 countries, USA, Canada, Australia, and the UK. The results led to some surprising observations. Okay, UK employees want to spend the least amount of time in the office. Okay, kung pwede lang daw 2 days per week lang. As a whole, respondents prefer 3 days per week. Okay, so si ano lang. Okay, so Australians are the least happy about the project. Australians are the least happy about the prospect of working from home forever. Only 53% would be happy doing so versus the average 65. Okay. Sandali lang ha. Ako yung next stutter. Because I have to calm down. Kanina po kasi nagkaroon ng issue dito. Medyo tumaas yung presyon ko. I had to take care of something here domestically before I went on board. So my nerves are shaky. I'm a bit on edge. I took my medicine, my antibiotics, and my other things. That's making me a little bit woozy. Okay, so what are the perceptions of remote work? How does it differ around the world? We surveyed those countries, USA, Canada, Australia, and the UK, and the results led to some surprising observations. Okay, UK employees were to spend the least amount of time in the office. As a whole, respondents prefer 3 days a week. So at least your government made you choose, okay, between 2 days, 3 days, or whatever. They let you decide, right? Okay, another perception. Australians are the least happy about the prospect of working from home forever. Only 53% would be happy doing so, versus the average 65%. Okay. Ano pang news? UK and Australian workers prefer in-person meeting. Okay. So did you go? UK and Australian workers prefer in-person meeting, 57 and 59% respectively. US and Canada workers prefer video. Sa US at sa Canada, mas malaking demand sa video calling. Greater impacts the strain of working from home. Okay? Gender pala, sorry. Gender impacts the strain of working at home. Paano natin yan? Men and women feel the effects of working from home in different ways. Okay? The majority of women, or 49% of us, say working from home hasn't made any difference to their family relationships. I doubt that very much. Hi there, Shrey. Good morning. Good morning, Shrey. Ngayon ko lang nakita yung pangalan mo. Magandang umaga, Shrey. Are you still at Grandma's visiting? I hope you're enjoying your stay there with your family. Na-miss ka namin dito. Okay, so the majority of men, 47%, say working from home has brought their family closer together. Is that true? Very good. If not, good pa rin, to even hope for it, right? Okay, one other item. Okay, married people work longer hours and hours. Okay, all right. Married people work longer hours from home. Marital status changes how likely respondents are to working to longer hours. Oh, happy Holy Festival of Colors to Shrey and everyone in India. Happy Holy Festival of Colors Day today to Shrey Sharma and your family, and to your and to the community, okay? All right, so next order of the day, married people work longer hours from home, okay? Why is that? Because marital status changes how likely respondents are to work long hours at home. I want, okay, all right. So, okay, marami rin talagang mga kinasal in this pandemic. Okay, ako nga, I'm engaged, di ba? 1 year na to engagement ko, hindi ko pa tinutuloy. Yeah, because, pinapasettle muna natin to pandemya really. But marital status changes how likely respondents as to work long hours at home, okay? Married people report working more hours from home compared to their single counterparts. So, totoo naman kasi nga, like I said, when you're working seriously at home, you can get engrossed. Before you know it, magpadala sila ng messages sa'yo, whatever. Married people work longer hours at home. It's true. I myself included, okay? Having a son, a child, and a husband to take care of. And while you're still also working, so mahirap talaga. Married people working more hours from home compared to their daughters. Okay? Okay? So, single employees naman po report working the same number of hours whether at home or in the office. Ganun pala. So, yung mga single, walang diferensya. They still work the same hours. But it's the married people who work longer hours at home. Because nga, meron ka ng work duties, meron ka pang mommy and daddy duties. Okay? Very good. So, on that note, I'd like to end that state of remote work in the Philippines in 2022. As I had just mentioned, pretty much in the future we'll be discussing more about working from home. Because at this point, we've reached our ropes end na naman, okay? Napakabilis ng panahon. Friday na naman, darating mamaya yung therapist ko para bali-baliin ulit ako. But thank you so much for joining me today. This has been fun. And this is Jay Bautista for you at Buhay Online. At balik-balikan niyo po ang mga episodes na na-miss niya sa YouTube channel namin ng Broad Stream Cast Communicators. So with this, I'd like to sign off for the week because I have no broadcast tomorrow and Sunday. Thank you very much for coming to the show and
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Stream Cast Communicators.